Hey guys, my name is Heitor Fraga, and basically last night I watched to Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and that's basically why this video is called "Sleeping Over It," because that's pretty much what I did. Not literally, but you can understand why I'm talking here, right? I wanted to make this video so I could, share my true opinion of this film. After some hours have passed since I first saw the movie, and I could talk to people about it, both in my comments in the YouTube and my previous two videos about BVS. As much as I managed to, talk to people here at home, people that went to the movie with me, and we discuss some stuff about the movie, and I'll probably do more videos about it, discussions about each character personally. By the way, this video have spoilers, so just be aware of that. And after like 10 hours or so since I came home and did those videos, my opinion is pretty much the same. I would still give like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. You know what I mean? In a sense that, as I have said already in tweets and in comments, Batman v Superman is not a terrible movie. It's not even a bad movie. It's a nice movie. It's a good movie. It's totally enjoyable. You can go to theaters and see it like one, two, three times and have fun because there are some great action shots, great performances, and but at the same time the movie is not like the best movie ever. So people that are talking right now that this is the best movie ever are probably too hyped for it, and they can't. They want so bad that the movie is perfect that maybe they can't see the flaws of it, or they just don't care about it, and eventually they will. I mean, I'm sure that everyone that loves deeply this movie will eventually, recognize that the movie have flaws, have things that went bad in it, and that this does not necessarily means that it's a bad movie or a terrible movie or anything like that. It's just a movie, it's funny to watch, it's nice, but it did not add anything to the canon of these characters. It did not, change my life or anything like that. uh, I mean, it's a really, in the medium range film, and I think that the main reason why people are so pissed about this movie, the people who are pissed about this movie, is because Warner Brothers, they have a really strong marketing campaign where they hyped this movie so much, and they were selling it as a truly game changer that would mean the start to the whole DC cinematic universe and would mean a lot, and it would be great. It would be like the best movie in the year, and it probably won't be. We have a lot of movies to come yet. We have like. We have Civil War, for example, next month, that much probably will be better than Batman v Superman. And we have like Doctor Strange in the end of the year. We have Suicide Squad, that for being like a smaller movie that does not mean so much to the universe, probably have more liberties in the way the characters are treated, how they are depicted, how the whole movie is built. So the chances are good that Suicide Squad is better than BVS 2. And I mean, it's a funny movie to watch. It's nice to watch it. You have great stuff about it, even with the flaws. It's not a bad movie. And I think that Man of Steel is probably better than Batman v Superman because Man of Steel, just to start, was smaller in length because Batman v Superman is a really long movie. It has many unnecessary things in it happening at the screen at all times, and in a sense that not just the story were maybe not exactly simpler in Man of Steel, but they had concepts in Man of Steel that really change the way things are for Man of Steel, for the Man of Steel, for Superman. You know what I mean? In a sense that they have established a really specific and different canon for the character. It have like this visual for Krypton that was different for anything that have ever been made before it. It had a very peculiar vision of who Superman was, that were truly faithful to the comics on some ways, and at the same time it was fresh, it was new, it was updated to the current society and the world, how how Superman would fit in today's world. And I think that they kept this concept for Superman, what is great, but at the same time they did not care to expand this mythology too much. Batman was not different for any Batman we have seen in the comics. Wonder Woman was great in his way, in her way, but at the same time she did not have anything too much to say about her. And I feel like, as I said in previous videos, I feel that this movie is just a big mashup of moments from the comic books. I said in my review with spoilers video this, and I'll repeat it here, that the one scene when Superman, he takes Doomsday to the space, and then people, not people, like the government shoots a nuclear attack upon both of them, and then Superman is kept into the atmosphere, and he's this very skeletal and fragile and really weird silhouette. It's the exact same thing that happened to him in The Dark Knight Returns, the comic book from Frank Miller. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about here, in a sense that, I mean, it's a nice stuff that happens in the comics. It's a great fan service for the movie, but it's so impacting in the movie that, in a sense that one of the most iconic things that happens in the movie totally ripped off from the comics. You know what I'm trying to say here? I think that this movie lacks identity for itself. It's more like, as I said in videos, it's like a really big budget fan film that people are doing. Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio and David Goyer, it's like they had like this really big pile of comic books, and they read it all and took the key moments, the iconic moments for all these characters, and they just put it into the movie to make this big fan service. And it's kind of pointless in a way, because they waste so many good stories that could be told later in this movie. They use the death of Superman, they use it Injustice, they use Batman Arkham Knight, style, but that's okay. They use this moment for Dark Knight Returns that I think it makes sense. It makes sense because, of course, this whole movie is kind of based in The Dark Knight Returns. They have used concepts for Flashpoint. They have used concepts for a lot of comic books. You can see there a lot of stuff that you recognize directly from the comics, and at the same time that fans are really excited for it because it's a cinematic version of everything they love, and it's really great on that way. At the same time, as a movie, it just this does not do the job. You can see what I'm trying to say here, in a sense that those lots of fan services do not make this movie good or anything. They are not just fan services among the storytelling and everything else. The whole storytelling is a big fan service to people, and that's something that should not happen at all in the movie, especially a movie that you have Batman, you have Superman together for the first time, teaming up with Wonder Woman against Doomsday, and if you have all this stuff, you have all the property that DC Comics have, because they have all the rights, all the stories, everything they got in the comics they have for doing movies, and you have all of it. You have the two most iconic characters in the history of comic books, that are Batman and Superman, facing against each other, and you still manage to make a so-so movie, man. It's like, it's extremely disappointing to people. I think that I can totally relate to the hate that some people are doing for this movie. At the same time, I can relate the love that other people are doing, and I think I am in the exact middle of these two extremes, in a sense that the movie is good, but it's not the perfect thing that some people are telling it is. And what is weird is that I want to see this movie again. I really do. I probably will see this again in movies and in the theater. But at the same time that I want to see it again, I want to see, all the effects and the good stuff that the movie has to offer to me. At the same time, I am with so much lazy to see this movie again, because it's so long. It have so many unnecessary things in it that it's totally, it's a really metaphoric movie on some parts. It carries a lot of metaphors, and and it tries to give you an emotional weight on choices, and Superman place in the world and everything like that. But the movie can deliver that properly. I think that this Superman emotional arc is incomplete. I think that Batman emotional arc is incomplete and terribly done. I think that Wonder Woman emotional chapter is left completely open. What is great for her movie, but does not add anything to the movie here, the Batman v Superman. Lex Luthor, his motivations are really not explained at all, in a sense that you can understand that he feels very diminished by Superman power and his appearance, and he really thinks that he's saving the world and doing something good. But at the same time, he has a lot of monologues and really long dialogues and stuff like that I'm assuming are from Chris Terrio, because are some nice stuff. But he never have this scene where he really explains why he's doing what he's doing, and that just it. He does not have to explain his evil plan, because he does explain his evil plan in this movie, but he does not explain why he have this evil plan. He's not, the Ozymandias in like Watchmen, and he have those great lines that Alan Moore did for him, and are depicted in the movie from Zack Snyder itself, where he did explain his evil plan, but at the same time he makes himself really clear of why he's doing that, why he's being evil, because he really thinks that it will save the world, and he leaves it really clearly to the audience, to the directors in the scene. And Lex Luthor does not do that. You simply can't understand why he's doing what he's doing. He's just like mad at Superman, and for what reason, dude? Like, for real? And maybe it's something that he explains in the Blu-ray version of the movie, but it had totally to be explained in the movie, because it's totally vague on the air. I mean, if it feels like, as I've said before, DC tried to do what Marvel did in 4 movies in just one, and they kind of failed to do it, because are too much information for just one movie. It's really hard to do something like that. And as far as Zack Snyder is incredibly competent to shoot action scenes and shoot epic shots, and he has a visual sense of epicness, very aware of the comic book. He fits very well in this universe. He is not so much competent in directing the storytelling, directing actors, and he can't. His scenes are much more artistic, and he tries to focus on that. He's trying to evocate some emotional stuff in the way they appear in the scene than in what they do or what they say in the movie. And at the same time, that is a really nice effort of him of making a very kind of silent movie and emotional and meaningful and metaphorical. It does not deliver it sometimes, and that's terrible. I mean, I think that in the end, Batman versus Superman tried so hard to be something so incredibly overwhelming and meaningful that it forgot it was Batman versus Superman. And just for the record, the way that Batman and Superman become friends is so stupid, man, that I mean, every time I remember about this, a piece of my heart is destroyed because it's so terrible, man. Like, for real, Batman hates Superman for 90% of the movie, and then in the last 10% of the movie, just because Superman's mother have the same name as Batman's mother, they become friends, and that's it after all, And I mean, I really want to like more this movie, but I can't, because I can't, forget the flaws of it, the flaws of the script, and some directing choices, and the editing is kind of weird too, and the soundtrack does not help sometimes. Sometimes it's great in the movie, sometimes it is not. I think that they rushed too many things, make stuff that should not happen, happen in the movie, and that's, I mean, it simply is not that good. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please, if you like this video, give it a like. That really helps a lot. And if you do not like, I mean, leave your dislike, I guess. Subscribe to the channel if you may want to. If you do not want to, do not subscribe. I can't force you to it. But I will be very sad, so please subscribe. That makes me very happy, and I think that you guys are very good and they won't be happy. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this far. Love you guys and see ya.